you guys, it's me Laura. I'm a homeschooling mom to 3 kids ages 13, 11, and 6, and I'm also the creator of Ticket to Learning, a homeschool curriculum company. And today I am here to share with you something really exciting that I have planned for all you home educating parents, whether that be through homeschool or supplemental education at home for the next school year, and I can't wait to share it with you. Before we jump in, I want to go ahead and apologize for the sound. I have an air purifier running in my office right now. I'll try to cut it out in post-production, but it might make the sound for this a little bit wonky. We live in Idaho and we're currently in a pretty large fire area. We actually have fires all around us except for to the southwest. We don't have a fire there, but all around us are fires. So everything's really smoky and it's no fun. I'm ready for the season to be over. They started having to evacuate some people near us yesterday, so just thinking about them and hoping that they can get the fires contained pretty soon. But in the meantime, we have lots of smoke that we're dealing with. So that is the noise that you hear in the background. I am really excited to announce a new book club for this school year, for the 2024-2025 school year, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys and to just have a lot of fun exploring these books. The book club is called Professional Homeschool Book Club, and the idea behind it is that this is just an opportunity for us to read together books that will help us become better educators for our children, to help us to understand them better, to help us to improve our educational abilities. When you're a traditional teacher in a classroom, you're constantly learning new techniques, new skills, adapting to new technologies, and you have what's called professional development, and it's just a continuation of learning so that you can be a better teacher. And I think that's a great thing for us to do as home educators as well. So I did some polls over on Instagram. I tried them here, but I don't think anybody paid attention to them because I haven't really figured out the community stuff yet on YouTube. And I also had some over on our Facebook group where I let you guys pick the books, the topics in the books that you are interested in this year, and I'm going to share those with you now. I'll mostly be putting pictures of them up here because I don't physically have all of the books, and we'll talk a little bit about how the book club works and what books we're going to be looking at. There's no need to sign up or register. I have a blog post that has all the information about each book, and I will be updating it with the dates that we're going to be discussing those books. They are sorted by month, so you kind of have an idea of when they're going to be, but I'll put the exact dates up as soon as I know them. And so you can always refer back to that blog post. There's also a link at the top. If you want to, you can sign up for email reminders so that you know when we're going to be going live and discussing the book and all of that. And we'll also send you a replay of whatever we do via that email, but it's just going to be emails about the book club. So you're welcome to sign up there if you would like. You don't have to sign up anywhere. You can just join us live wherever we're having the conversation at that time, or I will always be putting the replay on that blog post as well as here on YouTube, probably. I think we're going to do the discussions on YouTube. I debated between Instagram and YouTube, and I even considered maybe trying to do a live platform both places, but I think that's going to be too much. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a pre-recorded video yet, where I do a premiere and I'm there and we're all discussing in the comments, or if I'm going to do a live. I'm leaning more towards doing a live on YouTube, but I would love your feedback on that because I want to do something that's going to be helpful for you guys. So with that under our belt, let's go ahead and get into the books. This is going to be every other month. I felt like from the feedback that I was getting, every month was going to be too much, too hard to keep up with, but every other month felt doable for people. So that's what we're doing. I have my list here, so I'm going to be referencing that so that I make sure that I get everything right. So for September, that's going to be our first study. It'll be at the end of the month that the book is in. So our first one is going to be in September, and it's called How to Homeschool the Kids You Have. It's by Courtney Ostaff, Jen Naughton, and Andrew Campbell. Now, I have heard this book recommended a lot. It looks really good. I think it is great, especially for new homeschoolers, to kind of give you an overview of what homeschooling is like and how to tailor homeschooling to the experience that you need, not necessarily the experience that someone else thinks they need. So I think this is going to be really good. And from what I've heard, even seasoned homeschoolers who have read this have gotten a lot out of it. And they say that it's one that they're going to return to again and again. It's got research, it's got personal experiences, and they're things that they've learned from talking to other homeschooling families as well. And again, it is great for brand new homeschoolers, and it's also good for seasoned homeschoolers. So that's going to be in September. Excited about that. The next one is there were lots of requests to do more about dyslexia and ADHD. So this year we're focusing on ADHD. If we do this again next year, we might pull a focus on dyslexia a little bit more. I looked around and really decided that the best way to tackle this would just be to understand ADHD more. Looking at ADHD is tricky because you do have very school-specific ADHD-related books. They don't necessarily apply as much to homeschool because we're not in a classroom setting. You also have books about ADHD in the home, which can be helpful, but again, they often assume that your child is in a classroom setting throughout the week. So I decided that we would look at some books by people who have ADHD that are just general ADHD books, and then as we discuss, we can talk about how these things apply in a homeschool situation. So you guys voted on the book ADHD is Awesome by Penn and Kim Holderness. One of my children has ADHD. He has listened to the audiobook for this. He loves it. He highly recommends it. I feel like this is going to be a good book to help us understand what ADHD is like, what it's like inside the mind of someone with ADHD, from someone who lives with someone who has ADHD, and will provide us with tips and tricks and little tweaks that we can make so that we can do a better job of educating our children with ADHD, so that we can understand their strengths and so that we can help them learn how to work through those weaknesses that they have as well. That will be our November pick. In January, you guys wanted to do some books on writing, and you voted that we would do First You Write a Sentence by Joe Morgan. Again, this is not a book that is necessarily written to educators about teaching writing in the classroom, but I felt like this book was important because in order to teach writing, you have to understand what good writing is. You have to understand how we even approach this whole idea of writing. So this is actually a book that's written to writers, but I think that reading it as educators, it's going to be really helpful for us as we teach writing to our children. This book will not give you a breakdown of age recommended levels, like this is what I should expect from each level. But what it will do is it will change the way you think about writing, and it'll give you a new lens through which to teach. So regardless of what curriculum that you're using, regardless of what your writing goals are for your students, regardless of what age they are, this book should be applicable to your homeschooling. Again, that's going to be in January. The March one I'm really excited about. This is something that I'm very passionate about, and it's using graphic novels in education. That was a topic that you guys said that you wanted to talk about. So I gave you a few different choices, and you actually picked one that I have not read before. So I'm really excited to read this. It's called Building Critical Literacy and Empathy with Graphic Novels by Jason D. DeHart. And this takes one of my favorite graphic novels, which I think a lot of people really like, which is called When Stars Are Scattered. And it uses that book as a basis to go through and show you how to teach with a graphic novel. And this is specifically focusing on pulling out deeper critical thinking and conversation about tough topics, including empathy, including diversity, including all of these really important themes. So I think that this is going to be a great one. I highly recommend that when we do this book, you also have the book When Stars Are Scattered along with it while we read that one, because it's going to make a lot more sense to you. Again, that's going to be in March. In May, we have an interesting one. I wasn't sure when I gave you guys a list of topics, I wasn't sure if you would pick this one, but it seemed interesting and like it might be something worth exploring, and you guys liked it. So it is AI in education. How does this impact us as teachers? What do we need to be teaching our kids? What skills do they need to learn? How is AI going to change things? Because AI is here, it's coming, and it will change things. So you guys voted for the book AI for Educators, Learning Strategies, Teachers' Experiences, and a Vision for an Artificial Intelligence Future by Matt Miller. And this book actually comes pretty highly recommended. I am diving into this one with a lot to learn myself, so I'm really interested to hear what it says, but I know that it's going to talk a lot about how I know a lot of people are concerned about AI, how we can use AI to our advantage, I'm hoping that this dives into a little bit too, how we can help kids understand and recognize AI versus human-made things, what kinds of things AI is good for, what kinds of things is not ethical to do with AI. I hope it kind of really bumps into all of this, and I'm pretty sure it also has some teacher tips too for ways to make our job planning and being teachers a little bit easier with the use of AI. So I'm not exactly sure what to expect for that one, but I'm really excited and eager to learn more, and that is in May. Our last one for the 2024-2025 school year is probably the one that I am most excited about, and I thought of putting it at the beginning, but I thought no, I want to go out with a bang. And this one is really perfect too for Ticket to Learning and for my own personal homeschool and the kind of community that we build in our home. And it's called Family Book Club. It's 9 customizable practices to incorporate the habit of reading into your family, encourage connection, and create memories. This is by Alana McLaurin, and this is really just about, I don't even know if I just said her name right, but Lauren McLaurin. Sorry. But this is really just about building the experience of reading together as a family, of discussing what you're reading, of learning, of using your critical thinking, of having a book club type atmosphere at home where you're really excited about just sharing the things you're learning, bringing books alive. Like, I don't know, it reminds me a lot of, if you're familiar with the Thomas Jefferson education, that's something that I have really learned a lot from is that philosophy and how to just study books together and share and learn. And it's, to me, one of the most authentic forms of learning. And I really am excited to see what this says and to kind of explore that topic a little bit farther. So those are the books that we have coming up. Again, I will put a link below to the blog post that has all of this information for you. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I am super excited to share this with you. I'm super excited to go live. We do have the date for our first live, September 30 at 8 p.m. and it will be here on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it still says YouTube and Instagram. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to work that out. So, but please let me know what your thoughts are about how and when and what platforms we should use for the live and all of that. I'm very interested because this is for you guys. This is for all of us to just encourage each other and grow together. I know that a while back there were a lot of posts at the beginning of the summer going around about professional development for homeschoolers, and I just saw how interested everybody was in that, and that's something that I personally am extremely interested in. And so I realized that this would be a great opportunity for us to build community and learn and grow together. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope that you have a great day. If you have any questions for me, leave them below. I'll put all the links down there, and I hope that you guys are having a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.